So we got a perfectly good tow rig, heated and cooled leather seats, infotainment, navigation, but we're taking a 2-hour ride in a truck with no suspension, no
exhaust,
barely an exhaust that might catch the truck on fire. This is going to be fun for them to watch. The floor is melting where the exhaust is touching the frame slash cab. What up guys, Big Clyde 34 coming at you today with a big time truck update yet again. These next video, probably just this video, is going to be the last major update on the truck. Last time we discovered that the motor that was in the truck had a bad rod bearing. I said in the video, I said main bearing like 1,000 times. I did actually put in big letters on screen that I realized that I screwed up, because when I was editing the video I was like, oh my god. It's okay, but they're gonna have a field day with me. And I put it in big letters and still people had a field day with me, because apparently some people do not understand how to read basic words, which is, do you?
Come on, all right, see, this is what I'm talking about, illiteracy. You know, what does that word even mean? Come on.
Hopefully I can remember how to wire everything up properly and just get the trans mated, and then we're gonna be off to Sloppy Mechanics to go get it tuned. Just real quick, I wanna give you guys a little update on something that a lot of you guys ask me about, this fish tank. People seem to be really interested. I showed it like once and I get requests for updates all the time, and actually it's come a long way since the last time you've seen it. I had like ugly black and green and purple pebbles in it. I switched over to white sand. I think it looks a lot better. There's my little shark right there. Nom, 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 nom. We got the bubbler action. It actually moved a little bit. It was, there goes a big bubble out of the skull. I actually had to reset that, but yeah, I'm pretty much done. Pretty cool to watch the meat, huh? That's Frank, he's a bully. Today is actually because you can see everything's turning orange, it's actually pretty cool looking. Today's like probably gonna be the last decent day of the year. We just got back from World Cup, standing out there, it was like 40 degrees, and it's gonna be back to 40, 30 degrees. Unfortunately, my garage probably isn't going to be built until at least maybe like the new year. So I gotta crank this thing out before it's like 30 degrees, because I'm not gonna be out here working on this thing when it's like below freezing, or maybe I will, who knows. Hopefully we can have it running before then and tuned and just drive it, and then once the garage is done we could start doing major upgrades. I have a bunch of stuff holding a tarp down on top of the engine. I would have rolled it forward a little bit because I have this awning, but as you might be able to see down there, we have a jack holding the transmission in, so this was the best I could do. Look at my audience back there. Hi. Cutest head tilt in the game. I'm gonna have to work around this puddle. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have a good time. So let's get this stuff done. Please, please, God, let me finish this today. Just let me wrap it up. All done. We gotta start it up. Okay, goodbye. Now, where are we at right now? Motor mounts are good. Motor mounts are good. Well, almost good. One of those bolts won't go in. I probably, honestly, am going to ugga-dugga the shit out of it because it's all lined up. I don't understand what's going on there. My first order of business today is going to be to get the trans, which you can see down there, kind of, to line up with the engine and get that all together, get the first bolt in. Well guys, as you can see, it has quickly shifted from day to just about night. It actually just hit daylight savings time, so it's going to start getting dark around 4 or 5 o'clock. I have not accomplished a damn thing all day. I've been here trying to line the engine up with the transmission, and the transmission is still mounted in the truck, and the worst part is I know that it shifted slightly, actually more than slightly, a decent amount when I pulled the engine out. So it's kind of a bitch to go in there and make everything line up just right. So I'm gonna head off and try and find an engine leveler, see if it'll make it any easier. We're literally like this close, no space. Extra set of hands later, and lots of cursing. It's kind of snug and kind of in place, and kind of still a lot of adjusting left to do, but it should be, that should be the hardest part, hopefully.
Getting the rest of these bolts in might prove a little difficult.
Just like that, everything is pretty much aligned and bolted in. Couldn't have done it without the help of this old timer over here. All that's left to do is to kind of button everything back up. And we just went and ran out and got a oil pressure sensor, because it turns out it's slightly different on this motor than the other one. So I guess we're just gonna stick one that's built for the other motor, because I broke the other one, I guess, getting the other motor out. We're gonna just stick it in there and hope it works. I'm gonna head under, do the converter bolts, so we'll be completely done with the drive line, and he's Dad's over there working on finding the right tool. This garage is gonna have to get a major reorganization effort after this project is up and running, so probably never.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
We're gonna see if we can cram this in the next couple hours before it gets dark and starts raining. Yay! So we're back in the house now, and I have some bad news. Things were actually kind of working. Go to put the converter bolts in, and they're not lining up right. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? I actually had a new flex plate or flywheel, whatever the hell you want to call it. It turns out that the holes didn't line up exactly right. We had to detach the trans again, pull it back, pull the drive shaft out to get enough room to do the flywheel with the motor in the truck, and it's just been a disaster.
Off.
The holes are off by just a little bit.
Yeah.
Moral of the story, kids, if you have something that works and have no reason to replace it, even if you have something new sitting right there, just use the thing that works, and don't be a dumbass like me. And that's it, right? Ah, rusty eyes. Did you fart?
Yeah.
A little side adventure here. Just got done throwing the drive shaft back in, and one thing that was bothering me, it still flows through there, and this is where our feed plate was coming from. So this is the plate, and you thread that little elbow into it and feed the turbo through it, but it was sticking out a little bit. People were saying it might cause flow issues with the oil. Dad's over here grinding down the fitting, so it fits more flush with that instead of sticking out. And I'm over here starting to button everything back up. Just got the drive shaft back in, converter's all done, trans is obviously mounted, and then up top here, just got to get this guy everything plugged back in, get my coils back on, turbo kit back on, and then I think I have to, slap in the spark plug still. That's it. So this is going to be like the 13th moment of truth. I'm going to prime it, and then we're gonna plug in the coil packs if it primes all right, and try and start it up and hope it doesn't die. I'm about to shit myself.
We gotta try it.
I'm about to shit myself.
We're gonna try it.
All right, now let me just set this down so I'm not focusing on this. Can't do it!
This is battery issue.
It's not showing oil pressure. Who parked their piece of shit in front of my house?
Where? That?
Yeah. Ew.
It's junk.
Alright, so if you have been watching the video with your eyes open, then you just saw no oil pressure. So this might be a little bit too technical for you guys. I'm not sure many of you are going to understand this terminology. Basically, what we did is pop the spark plugs out, and I'm going to crank the shit out of it. And we're going to see if we can get oil to come up through this little nipple here. Some of my friends told me that sometimes it takes a minute to build oil pressure with the truck running if the motor's been sitting dry for a while, so we're just gonna fire her up here. See, let it run for 4 or 5 nerve-wracking seconds, and then shut it off. See what happens. Ready? Stalling out. Is that oil? Oh, we have pressure. We We have pressure. It's coming out. Thank. All right. All right. Plug it into the turbo. Did basically was just sent it. I turned it on and let it run for a while, and it gathered oil pressure. And my dad's over there talking about nothing. He doesn't even know I'm filming. He's just
Talking to the dogs.
But anyway, yeah. If you have a dry motor, and you don't have oil pressure, you got to be brave and let it run for a couple seconds, and then it might have oil pressure. It might blow up. So good luck. Before we go to get tuned real quick, I want to thank Robert Bella of Bad Luck Garage. Definitely go check those guys out on YouTube for all of your LS junkyard build needs. And Craig Spencer, both of which who kind of encouraged me to just start the truck, see if it gets oil pressure in a couple seconds. It surely did. So now I'm not even going to touch it. We're going to load it up on the trailer, head out to Sloppy Mechanics, get this thing tuned. Finally, hopefully, be able to make a pass at the drag strip, or at least make a trip down the road. It'll be nice. It'll be great. So let's go do it. I just want to know whose idea it was to get on the couch. I just come in, and you're just chilling there. You look like the guilty one right now, so I'm going to say you.
I don't know. I don't know what
Exit right. Ho, ho, ho. In a quarter of a mile, keep right, Donner. In 0.1 miles, keep right, Donner.
Not the honor, bitch.
Dun, 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 dun.
We're getting there.
Gentlemen. Might not stay running, but it'll start.
Part throttle.
Whenever you're tuning something, you have this super concerned look on your face.
Oh, do I really?
I'm standing over there and I'm like, oh, what went wrong? What went wrong?
It's probably just because my brain is like, I'm busy thinking instead of what expressions I'm making.
Right?
I'm like, is that?
I'm just like, it's like always like.
Well, like, because I started rolling in and it was starting to get really lean, but then PE comes in and like if I just pedal a little bit more, it goes 12.5, and then it has like a decent air fuel, but there's like a crap transition, so I'm thinking in my head like, okay, I got to do that, but the air fuel looks okay. So I'm gonna roll in. If we make a couple pounds, like if it starts to make some boost, I'll roll like half throttle. If it doesn't run away onto the moon, maybe we'll stay in it. But then like it's coughing out gray and black and brown smoke. I'm like, okay, now we gotta look.
Yeah.
But it already made like
almost more than the other
made
setup.
360 just now, and I have to look what everything is quick, but
like a hit.
it sounds like a burnt plug wire, maybe a cracked plug. Sometimes the guys at the parts store are like, yo, here's your spark plugs, and they fucking crack them.
Yeah.
They pre-crack them for you.
This is the face of a concerned V owner who's about to get the gap.
Barely make your plugs tight. Barely, like think. Because that little bit of force will crack the plug.
Ever since breaking that plug, I got really good plug sockets. Not again.
There's the problem that we can't focus on.
What's in here?
Two of these guys.
Ooh, I got one BR. But we need two.
Oh.
Me too.
Oh, this is a used one. Oh, that one. No, this one like looks. You can tell if they're one from like Mark. Why did they mark it as good or something? This one's probably fine. We're out of gear and everything now. It's going through the, like, it goes through at 186 at like, it's hydraulic roller cam. And it's a street car, it's registered.
2 new plugs of a different brand.
It almost sounded like when I brought it up, it almost sounded like it had a little bit of a waver, but it could be like just exhaust reverb and other issues because it's making good power.
Right.
It's made 420.
420 that time?
It'll probably change a little bit because the cylinders were dead. 11 pounds, 13 degrees, which is conservative.
Okay, cool.
And it made 425. I lifted at 5,400. It knows slightly, but it could just be like fuel or something else. But
Right.
we'll see as we keep going. Even though I was commanding third, it's still downshifted.
I was like, damn, that thing sounds like it's revving up pretty fast.
Yeah, second gear. You know what I'm hearing is like the downpipe or the wastegate right at the firewall.
Yeah.
I think it's when the wastegate opens, it sounds like a drum, like a solid
Well,
bowl, like
you saw where the exhaust is sitting,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
But that's what I'm hearing now. Is it sounds fine, but I get this weird tone at a certain, and I'm like, okay, it sounds like it's just that. It
Just
doesn't
push
sound
through it.
good. 'Cause that sounded like in the car, like it sounds mildly catastrophic.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and I keep lifting, but I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I think it's normal. Everything
Yeah,
is
yeah.
looking okay. So
380, was that 382?
no, it's making like 420. It likes that 420 on like. What's interesting is the boost. It might just be the lighter spring. The boost comes up and then falls off. So it makes like 13 down low, but not where peak power is. So up top, it's nosing off a little bit. But sometimes we see that with like a lighter spring, and then as soon as you start adding to the top or whatever else, it usually levels off. Or could be any number of things, but we'll be positive today.
Vent block. Can you see the pores on my face with that camera? Is it that good?
Made less boost now because everything's connected right.
Right.
And now it makes flatter boost. Well, the wastegate, the thing was totally loose and was leaking.
So that's good.
So yeah, now it's down on power is what it looks like when it made less boost.
It's like 6 or 7 now.
I think that's where we started before.
Right. Yeah. That must be it.
It's
All
always
this
the
shit was
land of
probably-
discovery.
All this shit was probably plugged in on the old motor.
When I said it could be a lot of things, we just found like 3-5 things.
Right, yeah, yeah.
So now it's
Definitely.
flat, and then I lifted at 5,700 because it was rich.
Yeah. 18 choo-choo boys.
And it lived?
Yeah.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Well, I just lifted early on it.
It's fucking great.
I buy that for $1.
I buy that for $1.
We got to go back like a turn. It's
Right.
sensitive. You're at 80% ejector on 18 pounds.
So that means we can do more than 18 pounds.
For sure. If you had math, I would let you do it safely. Short dyno pulls are one thing.
Yeah.
Just a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's doing. I mean, way better than before. Like we had to like push it to make boost, and now like I just did 2 turns and it came up like double, more than double.
Yeah.
It went from what 8 to 18. It added 10 pounds. Scare me. Can you? I wonder if you get the noises on that camera of like the. I shut it off and it's like.
Yeah, definitely.
It sounds like enough Coke cans are falling out of the engine. Like, I'm like, oh my god, does this sound awful to anybody else? I keep looking like.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for someone to be like.
I'm still trying to get the expression figured out.
Yeah, it might be hard. It's only when it
Yeah,
shuts
it's not
off.
the exhaust.
It's something just rattling when it shuts off. Even the starter isn't backing
Because
off.
if it was the flex plate, it'd be acting super weird when it's idling like this.
Yeah, you would hear stuff scraping all the time.
It's not
It might just be that your starter isn't disengaging, like it's getting stuck.
Right.
It could be that simple. Like they sound awful. And then the fact that it's hanging is what stalls it, like it's just not backing out.
Right.
Because people with Fox bodies, they'll LS swap and they'll use the Fox body relay. Well, the relay runs and runs and runs. Like you start the car and it goes, and then it disconnects after like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm like, get rid of that fucking relay. Like
Right, right.
it'll ruin the starter. But it could just. The engine sounds fine.
We're looking for oil pressure.
What is that? Converter. It's loose.
Well, it appears as if now some of our converter bolts decided to back their way out. Luckily, Matt of Sloppy Mechanics is being gracious enough to allow us to take some time to fix it, you know, spend his time up here helping out. So, big kudos to him for putting up with that. I'm gonna pull the trailer back, I'm gonna pull the truck up on the trailer, get the starter off, and try and tighten the converter bolts, man. It's that's crazy because we really made sure to tighten those things down. So I don't know what the heck happened, but we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna get off this camera here and head back up that way. Yeah, it's a 15. I think that should just about do it. I'm lifting the whole truck up. All right, keep her spinning.
Starter. So tell me, young man, what are you gonna do when you're done under here?
Probably jump off a bridge.
That was the one where I lived. Oh, never mind. 475 on 14. Getting there. Yeah, made 475 on 14 pounds.
On 15?
14 pounds.
14?
14 degrees. It's making 475 on 14 conservatively. We can try to put like another little bit of spark into it and see if it wakes up.
Check it out.
Yeah, we can see what that does, but it seems everything seems really good right now. Yeah, I don't really like going much over. That was 143 mile an hour.
Drive shaft stayed in it.
Yeah, drive shaft stayed in today.
Today.
It's always a plus.
That was one guy recently. I'm like, your drive shaft's gonna come out. He's like, nah, it's new, it's rebuilt. I'm like, it has new U joints on an old piece of drive shaft. It's gonna come. Like I looked at it, it looked like it was like a rusty 2-inch pipe. I'm like, it's gonna come out.
Right. So if I wanted this to make like a load of power, it'd just be a matter of fuel and.
What you have an L33, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it would do like a bill at 80, and just a ton of fuel. Like you could put triple pumps in the tank.
Right, but fuel is like the scariest thing right now, right? Like with the
Pump gas is just awful
93
anymore.
is just-
That's what I was saying. Like I tuned cars a couple years ago that make good power on pump,
Right, yeah.
and they ping balls now, like all motor ones.
Right.
And then the last couple turbo combinations I've been building, like they kind of suck. But then you put decent fuel in and they make like another 175 horsepower.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, this combo doesn't suck, but the amount of ignition I can get in on 93 is just dismal anymore.
So yeah, ideally, well, what would you prefer, E85 or meth?
Well, you could do pump and meth and run probably 20 pounds on this.
Right.
We would be conservative on your ignition and see if it picks up. It should pick up good power. That turbo
Right.
is usually pretty happy. But if you wanted to make, like you said, a ton, I would go right to a bill at 80.
Right.
And then I would at least 2 pumps. You could probably make 850 on pump
Right.
on pump ethanol. And I would say add a flex sensor. I would dump a flex fuel operating system in here.
Right.
And I would be like, if it smells like vodka, you can run a lot of power. If you're mixing it, it starts to smell like trash. It's mostly 93 by then.
Right.
Usually, most people can smell the 50%, 60% difference.
Really?
So if it starts to smell like candy, vodka, alcohol, when people go, "What the fuck is that?" That's enough to make good power. The smell test.
shit, okay.
If it starts to smell like this, like an old tractor, like you've been mowing your lawn all day, that's what 93 smells like to me. If it starts to smell like an old tractor,
Yeah, you just threw some subtle shade right there.
yeah, that's all that comes out of. People think I'm a jerk, but that's the way I
It is.
talk.
It is what it is.
If you were my best friend, I'd be like, this thing's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like it's,
Yeah, I'm a little
oh, like, great job.
Anyway.
Well, that's
Great
how we
job.
talk to
Half
each
your
other,
spark
too.
plugs are broken.
Yeah.
If you jerk, like even if I knew you or I didn't know you, I'd still say it.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people in the area that I've made kind of upset because they would bring really nice stuff, and I'd be like, it would be misfiring. Like I'd be holding it like 3,000, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, you want me to make a dyno pole? And they're like, yeah, that's why we're here. And I'm like, you don't hear? None of you are you all collectively ignoring this problem because you've spent too much time and you just want to ignore it at this point?
Yes.
Because it sounds bad, and it's gonna sound worse when I give it the beans. And they're like, I don't understand. I'm like, and they're like, why are you in it? And I'm like, you told me to learn.
What the fuck?
They're like, it sounds bad. And I'm like, yeah, it sounds bad, bro.
It's just like the people who try and finish and pass at the track when the dish is like breaking up bad.
And they're still down the center line.
Yeah.
Like,
bro, what are you doing? Stop.
You're passing the 26-second mark. Quit.
They let off and then they get back in it again. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna
It'll be
finish it
fine.
out at what?
It boost cut 6 times in a row. It'll be fine the 7th time. Turbo car's back half really good. I'm literally just back halfing. This
Yeah.
looks pretty good. We'll try a degree. And that's like one of those things. Like it sucks some cars on pump. Like they just aren't happy. That's good though. It's almost making 500 on 14.
Yep.
That's what I would expect. Because on my 4.8, I had a little bit better intake and a little bit higher ethanol content, and I totally maxed out my decaps with like a small ethanol content mix, and I made like 525.
Right.
So yeah.
What's the sloppiest ish you've ever done that you will claim?
I don't know. I mean, it's all documented. So
Yeah.
really, I would have to have people guess. I feel like a lot of it's even plain, except for the stuff that I go above on.
This is something that people need to vote on.
I mean, I made in the one car, I made a transmission mount out of a piece of bar steel, just flat,
Yeah.
not angle iron that has rigidity, but just flat bar. And
Just bent it?
The TH400 would just bounce around. That car made 740 and, went really fast too. I mean, I made, in my Colorado, I used a small block Chevy engine mount as my transmission mount. But people are like, oh, it looks awful. But I'm like,
Hey, it works.
Yeah, it works.
you can hit it with a skid steer and it doesn't bend. So what is it?
Who cares?
That's what I had.
Yeah.
It had the bolt in the center, and I had to cut the ADE was so much farther back than the stock auto that I cut the whole center out, and then I just like put stuff in between and just welded it. And then there's the one bolt on the ADE mount, and I had a small block Chevy clamshell. I shoved it on there. I'm like, oh, and I held it there, and I put box tubing against it, welded it all in place, and I'm like,
This is why there's so many memes. There's
I'm like,
just
this-
so much material to pull from.
this transmission mount weighs like 150 pounds. How is it not strong? And it's like, in the Colorado, it has like 8 bolts. It's like these. Yeah. It's got bolts here. It's got bolts here. It's got. And I'm like, how is this? People are like, ugh. And I'm like, dude, you have some garbage from some company that said it was good, and it's not actually good. And it sucks though. I understand. Because then they're like, that's not gonna last. And I'm like, I had this car 2 years. It goes high 9s. And I'm like, then they're like, oh well, that's. I'm like,
Oh, you shouldn't use push lock on anything. Yeah, people have been doing it for years.
It just depends on what you buy. But people like associate stuff with quality and then get mad. The other day there was a long thread on Sloppy about Varennes wastegates. Because the one guy was doing CO2 and he's like, they leak. Like, yeah. The top leaks. Yeah, it's pretty well known. Like, they leak a little.
Right.
And he's like, oh, super offended about it. And I'm like, all of us have known for 6 years that they leak. That's why you pay $60 instead of $600. Is the machining surface, it just leaks a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you could take it home and put a thing in and O-ring it if you wanted to, and
By O-ring, do you mean gasket maker?
yeah, you could. It would probably work too. Yeah, I mean, like if you gave a shit, you could do any of that.
Right.
And on plenty of those cars, we have those gates and we're recirculating and we're running solid. Like look at Cameron's car, it has a VS 60 or 50 welded to the turbine, and it's one of the ones that leaks. We know it leaks. We're recirculating boost pressure to it, and if you watch, like 28 pounds the whole way down the track, and it's recirculating manifold, so it's at a disadvantage.
Right.
But they're like, they hook up a compressor and it's like, and they're like, whoa, fucking garbage, making false claims. Like, does it work? Does the car like? Yeah, they get right away to that. Like, they're that guy. They're like, I found something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna whistle. I'm reporting Enron right now. Plenty of those guys are like, I don't really care if I run 10s, and I don't really care if I make a certain number. I like want to scare my kids or my girlfriend or put it into a ditch at my leisure.
Yeah. I'm in for the ditch thing. As long as there's a camera rolling.
Some of those people, yeah. That's why we stopped making people do burnouts out front after dynos. I think I told you about that.
Yeah, you told me earlier.
Because people were like, do a burnout, pussy, and the guy like almost hits the gas pumps, goes up in between the trees, and we're like, okay. I'm like closing the door on him and all of his friends. I'm like,
+1 degree. +1 degree.
+1.
Want a glove?
No, I can actually.
You're asking the slot master.
I can actually do a nice little reach around. It seems tight, but that doesn't mean that like I can't, because I can't move it with my hand. I got a phone.
Both heard it and looked at each other.
It was a clank.
That starter does sound like dick though, man. I don't know.
Could just be that. Could be
Well,
that.
I did crank like the ever living
You'll
out
have
of it.
rubbing everything and hammering, making noises.
Yeah, there's a lot going
We have
on.
the potential starter dragging, and then we talked ourselves out of the flex plate for 6 runs, and then we're like, that's totally flex plate. And then I'm like,
So
clank,
this
clank,
is
clank,
this
and
is
I'm like, okay, that's
this is
really
how you
bad.
learn to just ignore fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep writing it off. Well, I always say to people, I'm like, I'll tell you whatever you need to know. If you need me to talk you out of a problem, I'll do my best.
You want me to talk you
Sounds
into
fine. It sounds fine, guys. Like,
It's
totally
perfectly
not
good.
fine. It's like that dog in Fire, and he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
this is fine. Everything is fine.
Fire. One like equals one prayer. You're exactly
flex
right.
plate.
For the flex
Right.
plate.
Press F to pay respects for the flex plate. It's already a little egg.
Oh shit.
God! Ready. Take your half yard.
I'm not even nervous about the pulls anymore. I'm just nervous for when you shut it off.
Lean up, Eddie?
Very light.
Yeah.
There's just one cluck.
Did it lean up, Eddie?
Yeah, it did a little bit. I think I'm gonna take a tiny bit more out, and then we'll hit it once more, and then that's pretty much probably all we're gonna push our luck for.
To make more now.
Yep, a little bit more. I'm always blown away, like, you take a new
474.
wheel and tire out.
Did you hear that sound?
It keeps making that really light ting, but at least it's not doing the...
It's not doing
The
a
bad one is the ting, 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 ting,
Yeah.
back and forth. You're at 70% duty cycle, like everything else is really happy, so I don't know if you just want to call it a day and be happy with that, or if you, you did make 501, we could, I'm just nervous about putting a lot of boost
Yeah, I don't know about
pump gas
turning it
cars,
up.
because it's not really responding to much at 14 pounds anyway, so it's like already quitting on that.
Right.
And then what's funny is when it spiked 18 with a little bit less timing and a lot of fuel, it only made 501,
Right.
so it couldn't really use it anyway.
What do you think that the degree of timing would do anything?
We could try one.
Yeah, well,
It's at 15 up top, like 6100, and then it tapers the whole way. So down low, it only has like 12 in it. So then we can put a degree in it across the board and see if it wakes up.
seems like it, yeah.
That's fuel.
Yeah.
Yo, fire extinguisher.
I'm like, where that's coming from? It's probably fuel.
Where's that fire extinguisher before it hits the hot exhaust and lights off? That's true. Where?
It's right there. It's right there.
Right here.
Well, we had a spare one.
Yeah. We'll see. It would have gone up by now. It was at its hottest already. And I hate keying stuff off when it's doing 140.
Yeah.
So I just hit the brakes and the dyno brake and just let it slow down.
You know what it is? Forgot to put the clips back in.
Oh, you think it lifted the rail?
Well, no, the connect for the fuel rails.
Oh, really?
I
guess we'll see.
I popped them in and it didn't.
Man, that 450 is really pumping some fish. You're showering the whole nose out.
May 44.
Yeah, it's making the same number. That's what I was saying. The degree really didn't do anything. From the 10.8, from like almost from 13 degrees and a 10.8, the 14, 15 really, it's not adding much. It's like 10 at a time.
We'll blow out.
Well, it made that 470 and then it made 44, right?
If you're, yeah. Like I said, if you're in a good spot, you'll see like 20, 30 rear wheel per degree. So when you're seeing like 10, 5,
Right.
you're splitting hairs.
I think it's a thing. Maybe. Did the rail separate?
Yeah, probably popped out of the back.
Oh,
Yep.
Hey!
Hey-oh, there she is. Is it hot?
Safety goggles.
No? No, I
It's
just
just gonna
it was-
smell awful.
Yeah, it's just wet.
His hand's gonna smell now. You said the clips or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how you pop them in there and then you put clips in there?
Oh, the retainer? Oh, I
Yeah.
usually throw those out.
Yeah, I don't know.
It should be positive enough to lock.
Well, it's back in now.
I just got it back on.
Oh, it popped itself out?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So just... Dude, how many weird shit can you happen in a day?
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah.
You should start keeping track. Get a whiteboard and write that up there.
Take it easy.
There's
What?
a pool of oil over here.
Huh?
Huh? What?
Oh, wow. What is that from?
Can't be, really?
Unless it's fuel.
Oh, it's all fuel.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee
Why
it's
do we
fuel.
think-
And then what happened was there was a tiny bit of oil from your rear main or whatever.
Yeah, it just
always
got in
leaks,
it and colored
the
it.
fuel washed it all out.
It did kind of look a little thin.
Yeah, it's not slippery.
Yeah, that's all just...
Thank God.
Okay.
Scared the nipples right off of me. I literally rolled over the curb at 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And it completely destroyed the life of that tire.
Yep. She's
Like-
boned. That's a sideball.
That's just another thing in the wonderful sequence of events that's been going on today.
What about the other ones?
Figure this out. Kyle, #1 crew member, yay.
Yeah. Where's your tire?
In the bed, the bed. Pretty rough, heavy duty. Oops, got her. Just for anyone who's curious, this is Kyle doing work.
That's puffed up.
Might never see it again. I mean,
CTSV, this is puffed up.
yeah, like this is the lowest level thing you've ever touched.
Oh, man.
What's it like to come into this close contact with my poorness?
I'm not a big fan, but I'd do anything for you.
Basically what happened is, show them the damage over there. And why we can't drive this bitch home.
Where's the other tire? In the bed?
Yeah.
Well, that's just from trying to drag it to get the truck off, but it blew a tire.
Basically the premise here is we have no choice but to try and drive this home, even though it just sprayed a whole bunch of fuel out on the dyno. So we're gonna do some sketchy shit in the name of YouTube. We're gonna,
Big Live 34.
yeah, you guys better like this video, I swear.
Mike Finnegan and
I'm gonna be
David
mad
Freiberger, this
at all
is
of you.
toward
I'm gonna be mad at all of you if you don't like this video.
Burger King 34. Fixed is fixed.
Hey, look
I
at
was
that.
gonna do a little bit of break-in. I was gonna do a little bit of this and that, small little drive, see how it does. But I guess we have a 2-hour drive ahead of us.
That's 55, 60.
Because roadkill.
Good. We'll follow you in case you break down.
So we got a perfectly good tow rig, heated and cooled leather seats,
Yep.
infotainment, navigation. But we're taking a 2-hour ride in a truck with no suspension, no
Exhaust.
barely an exhaust that might catch the truck on fire. This is going to be fun for them to watch.
No tag light.
No tag light, but we're going to have the tow rig following behind us. Hopefully Kyle doesn't play on his phone and end up ruining me, and I lose both of my trucks in one shot.
No, anything is possible at this point.
Anything is possible. I just want to get home, and hopefully I can get to sleep and wake up in the morning. That would be great.
It would.
That would be just like, that would be a success at this point. I do have to give it to Matt. It seems like he did pretty good with the truck.
Yep.
And
Tune.
I feel confident in his ability to get this thing home, just like my ability with piecing everything together just to get to the dyno is what I'm not confident in, because I was like, hey, we're going to have a trailer to get there. It'll be able to make power, and then I could fix things up and make it, long trip worthy, and we could do it that way. But now I'm going to just like, hey, thrust into the long trip right away. So we're stopping at Dunkin' Donuts. That is the lone bright spot in this message to you. It's not sponsored, but it should be, so Dunkin' Donuts hit me up. Why did the light just come on by itself?
I don't know. It's kind of creepy, but hopefully that's a good sign. If we die on the way home, at least we're going to die like men. No airbags, nothing in the way, no hood, barely a bumper. Oh, no bumper.
Yeah, no bumper.
We die like men. This is going to be great.
Hopefully that intercooler has a good impact rating.
I doubt it. It's Chinese.
Any last words for whoever finds this footage? that you want to tell the family, the fiance?
Smash that like button.
So we're going. We got our GPS rolling. Tow rig's behind us, pulling the empty trailer. We're gonna hop on the highway. We got 70 miles. Oh wait, no, that was a lie. It's 102 miles. No heat. Hopefully nothing melts. Here we go. I'm trying to turn the light on. The light's not even coming on. Oh, there it is.
Oh, that's it.
All right, so we're gonna check in with you guys probably every half hour or so, unless something crazy happens. So now we're on the highway going. Boom.
What's up?
You.
What up?
How's it going?
It's alright. Everything's good. Floor's getting a little warm, but nothing crazy.
How's the fumes?
Are you getting a lot of fumes in there or no?
None.
Oh, that's good.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm very surprised.
The floor is melting where the exhaust is touching the frame / cab. I don't know if you can see, but it's smoking. So we're gonna pull it over.
Yeah, there it is. You can see a little bit of smoke down there.
Exhaust is like literally from, I don't know how much I showed you this in previous clips, but the exhaust is touching the cab because when we put in the new motor mounts, the old ones were so freaking bad that it lifted the motor up and the whole exhaust shifted. It was a completely custom exhaust and it was a really tight fit. So we had to chop some of the exhaust off and cram it in there to make it work at all. And it's just touching the cab and the frame. So that's what you have. And it's getting a little bit toasty. We're gonna stop, get some gas, let it cool off a little bit, let it take a rest. And where are we at here? Hour away from home, so we're about 40 minutes into the drive. So it's going all right so far. Then we gotta find some gas and figure out the second leg of this journey. I don't know if you can see that smoke. That's funny. So we had to make a slight U-turn in a neighborhood to get back on the highway from where we stopped to get gas and let this thing cool off for a second. And it stalled out on me, and I think the converter bolts are actually backing their way back out again. So we're kind of just on a hope and a prayer, hoping we can make this last hour and hoping that we don't really have to stop, and it's mostly highway. I live like a couple minutes from a major highway, so praying that this all just works out and we make our way home without the converter completely shredding everything that I know and love, or the bolts. So this just got a lot sketchier, and one like equals one respect. This is another element of streetcar issue. I think that streetcars should be able to be stuck in traffic, which we are right now. We have about a half-hour jam, and I'm a little bit nervous about that converter with the bolts. I think they're walking their way out again. And if the converter slows down, I guess, it stalls out and it starts jangling around. So it seems to be doing all right, knock on wood for now, but hopefully we make it through here. But we are, is that us? Hear that changing? Yeah, so sitting in all that traffic, like I was talking about, it's running a little bit hot. So I guess our streetcar status is still lingering. Nothing really apparent here.
Are both fans on or just one?
Both fans are cranking. I don't know, man. It's cold out here tonight, so rig just pulled up. This is a shit show, man. Yeah, we have probably look about crazy. We have a little bit of a steam problem now that the water got all over the exhaust and everything. So it's steaming up pretty good. The converter problem seemed to go away. They pulled over a Domino's truck.
Seriously?
Yeah. But we're just driving down the highway here with this half-ass looking hoopty. Please be the end of the traffic. Please. I'd be so grateful. Oh, it's not the end of the traffic.
Oh, good lord. Oh, it's broke down. Phenomenal.
Same. I don't know, guys. This shit ain't looking good. This is not looking good at all. I don't understand why it's overheating. every part of the cooling system is brand spanking new. We're not romping on it. We're not even in boost. We're just sitting in traffic and it's overheating. And I can't think of anything. Thermostat's new, water pump's new. I might just have to replace all the hoses. I don't know. Whatchamacallit?
It's getting hot.
The
It doesn't seem like it's overheating hot.
No, it's definitely.
The hoses, you can touch them without them scorching you. It's not throwing up everywhere.
The
Just keep going.
radiator's new. I can't keep going.
So it'll sit like 210 and then jump like a lot.
This is this get on my last nerve. Like I'm done. I'm almost done. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what else to do. The whole cooling system's new.
Yeah.
And there's no hood on the cuff thing. Like, what the cuff?
Unless you got an internal blockage in that new used LS engine.
It's doing the same thing as the other one was doing.
Yeah. But it was, I don't know, we could see flow and bubbles and everything else. I don't understand.
All right, guys, so obviously we made it home. I want to take the time because I feel like this is very necessary and relevant on a video like this just because it's so long. You know, a couple weeks worth of content going into one video here. First and foremost, I have a couple people I want to thank real quick. And then I want to tell you a little bit about what I'm thinking on where the truck is, what things are a big deal, what things maybe look like a big deal in this video but aren't so much that big of a deal, and then tell you what's next and what to expect. So, first of all, thank you to Matt Happel of Sloppy Mechanics. I don't know if you guys noticed this in the video or how it came across, but he always does provide a lot of useful info and help in the shop. Like, the truck obviously had some pretty big issues on the dyno today, and a lot of tuners would go, dude, get your shit box out of here, go fix it and bring it back, or they just wouldn't bother tuning it, or a lot of tuners will only tune cars that they built. I think that it's cool that he kind of has taken the time out to help with the learning process, give me time and space to fix the truck a little bit as we're going, as weird things begin to happen to it. And, you know, kind of have patience and explain things, walk you through things. It's just been a huge help. He's really a good dude. I can't say enough good things about him. You know, and the help I had in this video, you know, I'm probably going to forget somebody, so sorry. I just want to thank, you know, my dad first and foremost. He doesn't have to come over here when it's 30 degrees out and we're laying in the driveway trying to get this thing done. So I'm so, like, appreciative of that, because I know I don't want to do it, and it's my own truck, so he probably doesn't want to do it even more than I don't want to do it, but he's always over here helping, you know, first thing in the morning, cold, helping me get up out of bed some days, and we've really knocked this thing out in more ways than one. You know, Kyle and Tyler for coming along today. Them, in addition to my dad, most of the stuff wouldn't have been able to get done as quickly as it did because you saw we had to make a couple of brief changes there. Let's get to where the truck is now, what I got to work on, what's coming next, what I'm thinking about these certain situations. Obviously, we have two overlooming situations that are bad. We have the converter and we have the overheating issue. This overheating issue is chasing me. And I don't know what it is right now. Tyler, we were driving back and talking about it because after we got stuck in traffic, it just so happened that Sunday night, late at night, there's a big traffic jam. Go figure. It just so happened that after we were done in traffic, we were talking about it, and he's like, you know, dude, you might just be putting too much of a load on this radiator that you have in here, because I have the trans with that, you know, higher stall converter being cooled by it. I have the motor being cooled by it. You know, it's a lot, especially with the turbo. And I was like, dude, that really makes a lot of sense, honestly. I'm gonna have to check into what other people are running, see how they figure that out. But that trans cooler is probably pretty high on the list right now. I can make passes without it if I really want to, but will I? Maybe. I'm not sure yet. The other thing to think about is the converter, which is even this number one on my list right now to figure out. The bolts were backing out on the dyno. I'm not sure if I stripped it out. I'm not sure if I just never tightened them down enough, because we tightened them back down in the middle of the video, and then on the ride back they actually were sounding like they backed their way out again. What actually happened, I don't know if I caught this on video, but Matt put his hand under and wiggled the converter and it was loose. So we went under there and tightened them, fixed it, and it started making the same sound on the way back. I'm gonna have to figure that out. That's gonna be a little bit of a cliffhanger because I'm not sure. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to get out there and figure it out. It's freezing, so I don't know. I'm gonna try my hardest, and I have a lot to do because I've been putting off a lot that I have to do to get to this truck, to make it work. Putting off stuff to get all this stuff, all the things done that I need to get done to get it on the dyno. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. I do want it to make a little bit more power. I do believe, Matt, that tuning conservative on pump gas, because his opinion of the pump gas being garbage is one that I respect. So what we're going to do is either go with meth or E85. That's probably going to be one of the next power mods that I do. Clean up the engine bay a little bit, make things a little bit neater. Definitely head back to Jay's Performance to get that exhaust finished, hopefully get a cutout, and probably run a full exhaust off the cutout, and then a little dump there when I want things to get gnarly, which will help keep some of the heat out of the engine bay, you know, because it's all just kind of chilling there right now. We did have a nice little look at this. What are you doing, buddy? Who's a good boy? We did have a nice little stew brewing there on the floor, so I had to modify that because the engine shifted. I believe it to be the newer motor mounts that shifted it up enough. Actually, believe it or not, the old ones were that bad that the whole exhaust didn't fit anymore because it was custom fit like a glove. Justin from Jay's Performance did a phenomenal job running that downpipe, and I felt horrible cutting it, but I had to cut the tip off to make it fit so I'd have my wideband, and I figured we would do something new with it because that pipe would be pretty much unusable anyway because it's custom made for that setup. Anyways, I'm rambling now, so that stuff is going to get fixed. My camera battery's about to die. As much as I joked about it through the video, please guys, if you enjoy this, hit the like button. It helps grow the channel, helps the video get in better algorithms, all that good stuff. So if you enjoy these videos, genuinely, thanks for doing that. I will catch you guys next time. I hope that you enjoyed this video. That kind of was an attempt to bring together a lot more footage into one video instead of small updates along the way. And hopefully this truck will be able to make it down the track. I'm praying, well, on like a very optimistic note, maybe in the next couple weeks I'll figure the converter out and be able to take it down there and just see how it does. I just kind of want to get a trap speed out of it. Obviously you're not going to get an AT with the 20s on there, but it'd be cool to see what it traps. So I guess if I have time to play with that converter, trans might have to come back out. I don't know. We'll see. But thank you guys very much for staying tuned here. I will say until next time. I'm not sure quite when that's going to be. Hopefully it won't be too long. Thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you later. Did you want to say goodbye? Z, can you sit? Did you want to say goodbye? Did you want to say goodbye? Who wants to say goodbye? Yeah. Who's coming?